Dun, dun, dun. All right, what's up, guys? Wolf here, back in my little comfortable setting. Got a few things to bring to you today. Hope the volume's good. Let me make sure of that. All right, well, let's just hope for the best. First thing I want to say, it's good to be back, everybody. I'd like to make sure there's a couple things I don't want to forget that I really want to say that, don't panic. Everybody's upset. They're freaking out right now. And myself had a little bit of an issue, and then some good clarity, was able to hook up with a couple of contacts that have been eliminated from Twitter and the internet. And the genius that is this man is incredible. You watch, mark my words. First of all, the people who've been screaming at first elections can't be tampered with, and then for 4 years he rigged the election. Now they're saying, they can't be tampered with. That's fine. We're going to get them, you watch this, we're going to get them to ask for the recount. Because when Donald Trump, there's a couple things that can happen there. He's either going to be announced as a president so the left can freak out. You see, what's happening right now, the longer this pause is, the more corruption's coming out, which is, I do believe it's already, it was a trap, and it was set for them. And it's all basically coming to fruition now. So when we always tell people, oh, you'll see, check this, wait for this, and we look like idiots. Well, no, that's not going to last very much longer. Looking back through my notes, God, there's so much, I don't know where to start. I knew I should have organized it better. First, I got to just tell you, something I've been reporting on for a long time. Did anybody notice when the president spoke this morning, or last evening, might have been this morning, the gold trim had been removed from every flag. Now, what do we know about that? Well, I'm going to put it in a nutshell for you. That means, and there's some big implications with this, but that's basically the maritime admiral law that we all live by, which we don't. It's going back to constitutional law, like we talked about years ago. Basically, the Americas Incorporated in 1873, I believe it was, when they snuck that bill in the middle of the night, and they fucked us when they changed of to for. And now it's being reverted back to constitutional law, where we will truly govern ourselves. You want to talk about I'm hearing people, in fact, this morning I got into it a little, and I was wrong to do that, but why are you always taking I always hear the damn Democrats, goddamn Democrats, and I didn't have the proper answer, and I stupidly answered. And the truth, you're right, I do say that, don't I? And I guess that's just because in this game, or in this play that we're watching, there have to be sides. Because as we know, like I said, it's good versus evil. I always bitch about the Democrats. How do you know you're not being brainwashed and skewed, basically? Look at what you're listening to. I only hear it from this angle. What they don't know is the names were given, the articles were given, the policies we were given, the court documents we were directed to go watch the actual proceedings or check out the law as it is written, or the transcripts to that day. And that's why, in the beginning, I did much more listen and watch. And I still do go to CNN and NBC, everything else in the world, Fox even too. I've been telling you a long time, Fox is no good. I mean, they're owned by the same people. They just give you the illusion. That's why it holds a little bit more water when they're telling you, Jesus, Arizona's won by I do believe this is all part of a plan. And the beauty of it is their greed and their treachery is it's so obvious, and everything they do, they telegraph, that we're able to, I say we, like I'm part of some kind of covert operation. So I'm not, I'm just gonna say that because we are all together. We are the Anons. We are the ones. We are the citizen journalists. And I gotta tell you this, some of us, not really including myself in this, but some of the best journalists I've ever imagined, come across, known, or heard about come from this movement. And when this is all said and done, there's going to be a lot of good people with integrity, in a sense of truth, and right and wrong, and not necessarily preach, on a mountain preaching how great they are, and then in the back alley. These are people doing the right thing because it's the right thing. They're going to have good, long jobs because of this, because of what they're going through. I just want to say, they tell you, we knew Trump. I mean, you get these people, these comedians are crying on television. Like, they're supposedly winning right now, and they're crying, right? Because this is all a farce. They know this. Some may not, but the ones that matter know what's happening. Okay. I went to bed at like 4:30. I'm sorry, 4 o'clock. Maybe a little bit earlier, actually, maybe 3:30. After the president spoke. And what did he say? There's no coincidence that he said, now I don't want needing 4 o'clock in the morning, tons of ballots coming in, all for him. And he, takes this amazing lead, I'm paraphrasing. And what happened? Do you think he knew something? Because at 4:30 in the morning, that's exactly what happened. These are facts. I'm going to give you some facts so you can put in your pipe and fact check it, okay? Pennsylvania, when he gave that speech, after they had stopped voting and they were tired, like, this is your one fucking job. This is all you got to do. It's for your country. And you got tired and went to bed. I don't know a soul that went to bed before 2:30, 3 in the morning. I mean, and we're not even, other than having, skin in it, so to speak. I'm not part of it. No one needed me to be anywhere. No one needed my services. Otherwise, for my country, I would have stayed away. Give me crystal meth or something. I'll stay awake for months if you need me. If my country needs me, and these people couldn't stay awake past 8 o'clock, what the fuck? But forget that. 700,000 vote lead. Okay? 180,000 votes come in at 4:30 in the morning. This is a fact now. This was in Michigan, actually, but not one of them was for President Trump. Now, that's not me complaining. These are the facts. This is what happened. But I want you to take a coin, and I want you to flip it 180,000 times, and I want you to see, I will commit suicide in front of you, slowly, however you deem. If you can get that fucking coin to flip 180,000 times on heads. You see, that's what's happening. And the reality is it's ridiculous. These people are really stuck inside. Now we've got them screwed. The president is so smart. Let me tell you a little fact about this president. I heard some bozo the other day, the guy who's on, he's kind of the foreigner. He's on one of them things. His name's like Cenk or Tank or T-E-N-K, C-E-N-K. He's a fucking creep. But the thing that bothers me about him is he'll profess, I am in the middle. I don't take sides. I don't even get into that. I tell you how it is. Now, the fact is, the president is a moron. I mean, just that statement, right? That's a quote. He's got a 70 IQ. Let me tell you something about our president. I've told you 1,000 fucking times. It's 156, number one. Number two, I just found out that he does this thing, a potty trick, I guess we'll call it, where he plays 4 games of chess and fucking wins at the same time. Now, look, I can't walk and chew gum, so that's impressive to me, but this man is so far intelligently superior to these people, and he's had this in place. Not him, the generals, the patriots that have put this. Q wasn't a stretch for me, because I've done my research before this, coincidentally, just looking into shit, and I knew that Q meant Q clearance. Q clearance is something that goes back to, well, I'm finding out. I mean, I know I've told you guys, and maybe John F. Kennedy was able to implement it better, or maybe he put it into, operation more, but I'm getting some late 1800s is when this Q clearance thing, or Q, started to come, this white hat. As we know, the 13 families. Well, not all of them are completely evil. Not everybody in those families are completely evil. But we do know that they run everything. They've had different names throughout the things. They marry each other. That's how it works. So a lot of the royalty that we see, a lot of all the government politicians of note, they're all part of these families. Any president's going to be part of these families. And certainly, well, Donald Trump's one of the Phoenicians. You bet your ass he is. He absolutely is. But, I've learned something, John F. Kennedy, his father, Joe, who I myself, even as a Kennedy, faithful fan, I didn't like him. He was a scumbag. I was taught one thing and this and that. And these stories get ingrained in us. And of course, that's how we see them and believe. And until you can stop that programming, until you're able to really honestly look and say, All right, I found some information, it doesn't match up, I don't like it, but I'm just gonna go where it takes me and be honest about it. If you do that, you start realizing and learning things. And then you follow your gut a lot of times. Your soul knows when it hears truth. It does. And remember this, guys, these lies and this propaganda, it cannot last in the sun. It will not last in the light. It can't last in the light. It can't survive. People ask you, why when a full moon comes, everyone fucking goes off the rails, crime goes up, psychos are out there more. There's a very simple reason for that. And it's really a little microcosm of what's happening. When that moon is up like that and it's bright, light cannot exist with dark. Dark cannot exist with light. It can't. It can't live. It can't survive. And that's what that edge is, that attitude, that stress. And that's that anxiety, and that's what we're seeing. But you watch, the president's going to get it, so they ask for a recount. They're going to be the ones, and then they're going to fuck themselves for the final, because I don't know if they think it's just a rumor or Q bullshit. But the fact is we were told in February of 2018, I believe, watch the water. Now, we went crazy. What does this mean? What does water? We're looking at boats. We're thinking about the dams in China that might burst. We're thinking about the typhoon in California. As soon as I heard the watermarks on the voting ballots that were created by the DHS, by the way, I clicked, bing, I knew it. I was like, holy shit, that's what it is, the watermarks. The watermarks on the ballots, that's how we're going to catch them. Because right now, I got everybody saying, oh, sure, yeah, of course you're going to say they stole it, because that's what Trump does. No, Trump is much smarter than that. See, he doesn't make claims. Any claims he's even made through these years, which you still think are probably fake at this point, it's all been true, 100%. And he's had the evidence, but he let this play out. You want to talk about patience? How many of you could do that out there? This is happening. I'm going to give you a few numbers. This is going to be beating a dead horse a little bit because I don't have any qualms, but some of you do, and some of you don't believe that it's actually happened. So let me just give you a couple little things. And right now, like this initially benefited the Democratic Party and the deep state, but it's not now. The more delay, the more things get open, the more transparency ends up happening, and that's what's happening. Like I said, when I didn't answer, I don't know if I answered this earlier. I'm a little excited today. As far as answering, why is it always the Democrats? Why is it always because that's the side. That's the ones. It's Democrats versus Republicans. But it really isn't. And believe me, I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of the Republicans are in the bag. Just look who hasn't stood up. Look who hasn't done anything till they were had their arm chicken winged behind their back. 3 days later, 2 days later. So this is not to single out Democrats per se. It's just a liberal communist agenda, and that's where they're identified right now. That's going to change. That will change. And believe me, even a lot of these liberals who think they're liberal don't realize what they're doing. They're going to say, you motherfuckers, after they get over the embarrassment of being so foolishly duped, they're going to be pissed. And we're going to be right with them. And, like I said, Pennsylvania, 700,000 vote lead when they stopped counting. Michigan, 300,000 vote lead when they stopped. North Carolina, 104% of the people turned out in a couple districts. That's pretty good. I was also saying, I'm pretty impressed. One thing you got to admit, the president's health care must be amazing because 14,000 dead people came up from the grave and voted in Detroit alone. So clearly he's doing something with our health care. They're feeling pretty good. I'm glad to see that. Let's see. This is just a few things in Milwaukee. There were 7 Milwaukee wards. This is Milwaukee. Remember, there's a whole shitload of these Milwaukees throughout this country. This is just to give you a quick little idea. In Ward 274, there are 640 registered voters. They got 1,290 votes. In Ward 273, there are 634 registered voters. They got 1,274 votes. They got 202% voter turnout. That's amazing. Wow. That's good. 272, they took it a little easy there. There's 1,123 people registered to vote. 1,405 voted at 125%. This goes on and on and on. The lowest of them all is 100%, which is fucking fucked as it is. But And I saw them starting to go with the narrative. We're really impressed with the voter turnout, but I haven't seen it since because I think even they must realize how fucking ridiculous that looks. And that's just going to open up questions. I also want to report on Daniel Jason Lemoyne. He hasn't been able to vote for many years. The last election he voted in was Ulysses S. Grant. Yeah, he's 170 years old, and he voted for Joe Biden. So we're very, very proud of Daniel. Happy birthday, Daniel. Almost a big 171. In Nevada, 3,062 confirmed people who are non-residents and didn't meet the requirements to be residents voted. That's just there. That's in the state of Nevada. That's just what we know who voted, double voted from different cities and states. States, rather. I told you 14,000. The U.S. Postal Service, now, like I said, I reported on this on 2/9/18. The U.S. Post Office, the 2/7 was the file application where they applied for a blockchain voting patent. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And we all know that Louis DeJoy was appointed by Donald Trump. Could we be about to watch a coup of a coup? You see, they think that they're slick. Could we be about to watch the United States Postal Service turning on their own employees? They basically set them up. I don't know. I don't know that to be sure, but Santa's talking about it. Charlie's on it. I know they have an issue, those two, but they need to work that shit out. We're all on the side of good. Nobody's fucking perfect. And Santa, you fucked up a couple times too. We all did. We all bit the JFK hook, so, which I'm not telling you is not real. It's just not what you think it is, probably. I don't know. But he's certainly not the Vice President of the United States. But I do believe we just witnessed the beginning of the sting on their own employees in the United States Postal Service. I also want you guys to check out an article written by Michael Hardison. He wrote an article called How to Track Official Election Results on the Ethereum and the EOS. I encourage you to read that. These are patriots, people. Also, the DHS Cybersecurity Division announced yesterday, Thursday, that they will be partnering up with the election officials to ensure a fair election, and that is the 2020. So when we talk about the Susan B. Anthony tweet, remember about a year or so, I don't know the date, but it's in the Q post, and when the Patriot told us elections are secure, and that basically signified that we're for everybody, I do believe that he meant it. I do believe we didn't get too much info on that for this reason, because the plan was at play, and they had to. Because listen, if I'm setting you up to go steal something, I'm not going to get you while you're about to steal it. I'm not going to get you while you're planning to steal it. I'm not going to get you when you walk in to steal it. I'm going to get you after you steal it. Right? You see the problem? It's been hard to stop all these people because they're just so deeply threaded into this damn. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. They're fucking permeated into every last ass crack. Plausible deniability, they'll make you look crazy. It makes you wonder how many people actually weren't crazy and how many people that are dead now didn't commit suicide. You know, all right. So basically, that's what I got there. I kind of skipped around a bit. I'm sure that there's something that I didn't get to, but I just wanted to come to you quick, let you know that I'm back and feeling pretty good. And I don't want you to be upset about this. Don't worry. Don't be deterred. This hell has to happen. It has to happen. Think about it. You and your own families know. I know in mine. I know in my daily dealings. Not enough people are understanding what's happening. I still look crazy. And we knew. No, we're not even getting into the trafficking. We're not getting into any of that shit. Like, here's the thing. They hate him. We hate Trump. Why do you hate Trump? The way he talks. Let me get this straight. The president hasn't started one single war, which has never been fucking done as far as I'm concerned, but certainly in the last 40 years. We have the fourth peace deal in the Middle East with the other countries, another few countries about to sign on. You got Israel and Palestine working together, okay? Our economy banged. And we're above now Obama's. We just had a 33% GDP. That's never been done. Okay, so why is it you exactly hate this man? He's hateful? Oh, that's interesting, because he got 52%. I don't want to quote you because I don't have it written here, but a shitload of votes from the black community, the black and brown votes. Listen, your racist bullshit little ploy isn't working. The Americans are starting to come together. You can see this. The whole world, if you check the world news, you're going to see they are with us. It's almost time, patriots, so hold the line, stand strong, keep your faith. Do not give up on God. He's not giving up on us. I'm speaking to you, and I actually erased a video I made yesterday where I was down. And I actually called God. I was like, God, listen, we need you. I mean, shit, we've sacrificed everything for you. We look like idiots. And then it dawned on me, my God, what am I doing? And then I heard a couple of things. I listened to Mark Taylor, and he kind of set me a little bit straight. Like, listen, guys, don't give up now. What kind of will and testicular fortitude, what kind of balls and constitution are you made of? You're gonna give up now and wilt and fold? Absolutely not, never. And it just fortified everything I believed. And then it's funny, you do some praying, and this morning we start getting information. We're starting to see things a little clearly. For us who are in the know, we're starting to see a lot of those posts connect now. A lot of dots are connecting. And the amazing thing is how incredibly deep this goes. That's why I die when people bring up when I bring it up or people misunderstand me and it's only the Democrats, right? Oh, fuck, no, absolutely not. No. Oh, no. I mean, Mike Pence, as far as I'm concerned, is a piece of dog shit. And I would love for everybody to know what I know about him. But for whatever reason, they've got him under control. But I mean, I just don't. Give me a reason why you hate is it the peace deals? Is it the 4 Nobel Peace Prizes? Is it the economy? Is it the fact that if you pay, you will... January 1st, he passed the fucking law. He's removing the pharmaceutical companies from the equation, the middlemen, which take the trillions of dollars. You don't think these fuckers are doing everything in the world to kill him? Because if you're paying $100 for your prescription, the minimum you're going to pay, the maximum you're going to pay is $50. Most of them are going to 60, 70, and even 80% depending on the drugs. But it's called the Favored Nations Clause. Look it up, learn it. Because when we're charging 10 cents per pill, but we're charging our own people $3.50 per pill, he said, fuck you, no more. Now we pay, if you pay 10 cents, we pay 10 cents. That is what's happening here. That's not a reason to hate anybody, you stupid bastards. Now, for you people who just don't get it, you didn't win the election, you're going to lose it, and maybe finally you're going to see what we've been doing for you. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. Wolf out.